was like first time jump from the plane, you know?
On the plane, right?
Not really know what's gonna be, so
But is there something that you always thought that you could do?
nah,
No?
I never was thinking about it actually.
Yeah. Oh, were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's completely new for me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, about podcasts or interviews.
So this is just something that came to you doing a podcast?
Yes, I told you,
Even
like,
though you never thought about it before?
never. My
That is
social media
insane.
was almost, I just updated them 2 years ago
Okay.
for a few days, the last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and now I did the same. A few days ago when I was coming here for the new moon, I
Yes.
decided to, alright, if I want to open myself for the new chapter,
Yes.
that's the good moment to at least update everything to feel like I'm up to date and I can actually create from this moment and do the step forward.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was hard for me and I knew that I have to clean something, like at least
Make
check the photos, be fine with some moments and stories, experience.
Yes.
So it was for me like kind of purification inside of me. So yeah. So I updated 2
totally
years.
new, yeah. So you were preparing yourself for this, even though you didn't know you were
For
going
new-
to do it.
Yes, for new chapter, for new window. Yes.
Let's do this.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt. I'm the traveler, student of life, seeker, world life lover, let's say. Today I'm honored to share this beautiful space under the guardian of this place, the big tree. I feel like we are in the right place to listen, to go with the flow about what we and how we can actually share our thoughts with ourselves. Today I'm joined by Nina Velli, artist of divine, musician and intuitive guide known for her work as Envy Tarot.
Yes. My first work, let's say that.
Nina, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today with me. Could you share some words about yourself, who you are, where are you coming from, and what brings you here? How are you actually today?
That's a nice question, because I think like a lot of people don't really ask truly and genuinely how you doing, like we have this tendency to say how are you, but not really meaning if we truly care about knowing if the person is okay. But I have a better thing, a better way to do that. You said you talked about the first time we met, and I've noticed in my life that people always have their own perspective of how they perceive me, how they see me. And you said that, because I know our connection was kind of slow, because I saw you, you saw me, but we didn't talk right away. So I'm curious about like, how did you feel before that physical contact, before that, one-to-one, like energetically, what did you feel when you saw me the first time? Because I can introduce myself, but I feel like it will be too basic. It's in too long also, you know what I mean? But we can go somewhere, we can start somewhere. What did you feel when you met me the first time?
I love that. Thank you that you are telling it.
Yeah.
Because it's a very important moment for me. I had so many connection with the people.
Yes.
Where very at the beginning was like huge impact, connection, but it was like very short one, and then was a little bit more shallow. So by years along the way I realized that when I feel something really important next to me, close by or on the way, I'm more like with the patience to understand what kind of the actually spirit and energy is behind this place, this person, or in this kind of connection between two people.
We were like tiptoeing, you know what I mean? Because I saw you and I know you saw me, but it was not the right moment because everything is in flow too, right? So, but me too, as a very intuitive person, it was like, I knew, but I didn't know yet. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I like the way we kind of tiptoe energetically around each other before we actually talk to each other, because it was not really the right time. I think I was talking to someone, and it was a long conversation, and it was not even that day, the first time we saw each other, that we actually spoke to each other. I think we spoke to each other like the next day when you were after you were meditating, and I was done also with my meditation. So yeah, it's funny. So like, yeah, let me know. Like, tell me, like, what did you feel before that?
You know, I love the people who are in kind of discipline, the practice, when they actually know exactly from the beginning of the day what is important for them. So when I see people at 5:30 in the morning on the rooftop, the first day, and then the second and the third, I know that this is the person who I respect from the beginning. Whatever is behind, I know there is something meaningful, you know? So for me, it's enough when we are in the same moment of the day and we are in our practice.
Yes.
Because I know how big value it's for you.
Yes.
I know by the years that the sunrise for me, it's one of the most beautiful, valuable, and grateful moment and things what I can do for myself.
Yes.
So if someone is next to me from the very beginning, it's like my close friend,
other,
you know? It's like so
I
yeah.
agree.
So the way how you were doing the yoga made me feel like you are deep in your practice.
Yes.
It means you know already yourself. You didn't come here just for kind of tourist things.
Yes. And that's why we also like kind of related on the fact that we are here for like a specific purpose. We wanted to come and rest and focus on whatever was coming, you know, whatever was meant for us to find. And this is what I like. And also to mention the fact that, you know, when you see someone who also practice discipline in whatever, you know, whatever activity they are doing, it's this level of respect. I like that, you know, because there's someone who's consistent and disciplined. It's not easy. Not everyone is disciplined. Not everyone is willing to wake up at 5:30 and, you know, do yoga, stretch and meditate, you know. And that's how you know someone is serious, is their consistency. Like, I see you this day, okay, let me see if I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and the day after that. And it was funny because yes, we keep seeing each other, and it was always the same people at the same time, you know. So yeah, and for me, you know, when I saw you at first, I thought, this is someone that I know at some point we will talk, that it will happen naturally, you know. Like, never forced the energy anywhere, but I always knew. And but like, yeah, to introduce myself, really, it's I'm like you. I'm a intuitive traveler too, you know. I go to places when I'm called to, and I leave when it's time to leave. I can't call myself so many things, so it's always hard for me to describe myself. I'm not gonna lie. I am so many things at the same time, and that's why I always ask people, but what do you think? What do you feel? You know, because I am what you think I am too, you know, at that moment of time. I am what you are able to reach in your own level of consciousness, you know, and you can only see me with your own level of consciousness as well. So yeah, like, this is how I can describe myself, because it will take forever.
That's great. And actually, I have to tell you, it's something what amazes me when I am next to people like you. Actually, your action are the words for me. And right now I feel like we know each other a long time.
Yes.
It's actually the moment when I can go deeper, because somehow I feel I'm ready enough to have this privilege to knock to your door and ask about permission to go deeper.
Yes.
Even though I'm not feel like I have to. It would,
yes,
you know what I mean?
I like that, because asking permission, you don't have to, because the permission is already given when the connection is here, when it's flowing, right? When you just talk like we know each other, there's this comfort, right? So you don't need to ask me if you can go deeper, or you can ask me that. You already know that by me being present and willing to talk to you, I'm already giving you, some space to be yourself. And the same way you allowing me to be myself. And I think this is why we got along very fast. It's like we didn't try to come with any type of pretense or, trying to be anything else, but just, introduce yourself. And that's what he did. You introduced yourself to me, and I appreciate you for that, because not everyone is bold enough to come and introduce themselves. You ask me, can I sit here? Oh, yeah, of course you can sit here. And you tell me your name, and I told you my name, and it was just normal. It was just not forcing anything. And I always appreciate people who are bold enough to approach me, because I know that my energy can be, and like I say, it depends on who you have in front of you. Not everyone is brave and open. So every time I see people who just like, kind and brave enough to come to me and just talk to me, I like it, because I'm always receptive anyway. But yeah, everybody's different.
That's amazing. And actually, in this kind of situation, I feel like a call. It's like at the beginning, very often I'm just waiting, because I'm a very open person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes I can stay on my side for a long time, and also I respect it.
Yes.
So
you respect people's boundary too, because you don't know. Yes. Totally.
But when I feel the calling, I'm like listening it.
Yes.
This energy is next to me. I'm breathing of this kind of space and our connection, and the time is going, and I'm the student, as I previously said, of life, but also of the moment.
Moment,
how
like
this
that.
energy is building.
As you experience it in the moment. And that's what being in the moment is so important. And it's hard. You get there eventually, because we there, but our mind is always somewhere else. So what can I do? What I'm planning, and all the little problems of life. And being in the moment, it's everything. It's actually what is building also the future. So yeah, it is the compassion. It's all about, being empathic about who you have in front of you. But the only way you can be compassionate is the compassion that you give to yourself first. Like when you saw yourself as someone who was struggling and someone who needed help, or in any type of way you saw yourself as someone vulnerable, you can see somebody else's vulnerability, so you respect that, and you also want to cater to that person, but also making sure that you're not doing the work for them. You want people to gather their own strength and their own bravery to take actions and do whatever they are inspired to do, without pushing them or telling them, no, this is the way. No, everybody has their own way, and eventually we will all come up with the same understanding. But, letting people go in their own way, in their own timeline, is extremely important.
That's beautiful, Nina. Can you please tell me what brought you actually here? Not only to Bali, but to this moment where you are right now. I'm asking also because I meet so many travelers who are coming to Bali because they have some kind of the call. They are coming here not only to see amazing places, staying on the beach, but also to go a little bit deeper to ourselves, to give ourselves the permission to, I don't know, look for this mirror somewhere, something deeper. What about you? How you feel it right now about the moment where you are, if I can ask?
So for me, it's not so much about the place Bali, but Bali was perfect because I was just looking for nature. I was looking for slowing down. I came from America, which is a country where it's fast paced, you know, it's go, go, go. It's if you don't work, you don't eat. And this is what I was trying to get rid of, but it took some time. It's because when I left France at the beginning, when I was 24 in 2014, I always wanted to go to America. I always had this American dream, and I was always willing to work hard to make it, because this is the mentality over there. Like, if you work hard, you're gonna make it. And I come from a place where, I mean, all I did in my life was just working and serving and helping out, right? So I was willing, and I left at 24, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to go, and I'm going to make it. I'm going for the American dream. And of course, it's easy to say when you come from the outside, right? Because you see America on the outside is different from when you're actually inside. So I quickly found out that it was going to be hard. And from the moment I arrived at the airport, like, the difficulties already, and I remember telling myself, yeah, Nina, this is it. Like, you only have, at that time, I was mostly, I will say, Muslim, mostly religious, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is you and Allah. It's only you and God right now, you know. No one is going to help you. And this is something that I was already experiencing in my life, even surrounding with family. I was mostly like the person who was helping people, right? So I left thinking that I had enough strength, enough energy to just make it, because I was already doing everything on my own. I already felt kind of alone, you know. So yeah, like I left for the American dreams, and I stayed for 11 years. And during those 11 years was many challenges, struggle. And the last few years I was homeless. I was like, you find people that you trust, but then because they are not people who are balanced, they are not people who are coming from the heart, who are genuine. And then because you trust people from what they tell you, you know, I will believe whatever you tell me you are until you show me differently, you know. And that's how I move in life. I don't believe in just having bad negative thoughts about someone unless they give you reasons to, right? And so many situations like that got me into the wrong space with the, you know, people that I thought were good people. And the last year I found myself living in my car because the person I was living with decided that she didn't want my presence anymore. Like, my energy was just too much, you know. And she was trying to find any type of way to get me out of the house until I couldn't even stay myself. Like, I felt like it was too much. So of course she had my deposit, and of course she refused to give me back my deposit, which put me in a place where I couldn't find another place. And it's California, and it's California. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I have no help from anywhere, but I had my car, and my car belonged to me. And I had a business, but that business was not yet in a place where I was making enough money to even, you know, afford a place for myself, or even a roommate, because that's how crazy it is in California. So, like I said, the last year I didn't have any choice. So, you know, when you find yourself in a place like that, you are limited. There's no time to cry. There's no time to do anything but just being rational and logical. What do I have? What can I use right now? I have my car. I have enough money to eat. Okay, I don't have bathroom, but I can subscribe to LA Fitness, so I can go take my showers, you know, every morning. And at least I can go and work out every day, you know, when I don't have any clients. And enough money to eat. That was just enough. It was not ideal. It was not what I chose, but this is what I had, and this is what also the divine and my ancestors wanted for me, because they wanted me to trust that I have everything and that I am protected, that nothing bad is going to happen to me. And this is mostly what my life has been, is like needed to trust when I never had any evidence in front of me. Needed to believe the little voice that was telling me it's time to go, or this person, no, or get up, you need to do that. It's gonna get you. You're gonna meet someone that you understand. It's like trusting that voice, because that's the only thing that you have. You have nothing else. And but I needed to build that confidence that I know. And I was surrounded with people who were so committed to make me feel like I was crazy or that I didn't know. And it was my challenge, right? Like all these challenges that I've been through in America was for me to build up my intuition. And when I reached that point, it was like, what am I doing in America? It's not, what? Why am I here? I am no longer, I outgrown the idea, because there's a lot of, and we're not going to go there, but there's a lot of spell, there's a lot of illusion around America, and only those who are strong-minded and stick to their, the higher self, because that's what it is. There's a lot of distraction that will get you to go down in your lower self and entertain shadows, and so when I reached that level of confidence and self-insurance that I am okay, it's like I woke up like I don't want to stay here anymore. Like I look at people around me and I started to be annoyed because I was not meeting my reflection. What I've learned within, I was not seeing it in front of me, and that started to be a big problem, because now if you stay too long in an environment that is not reflecting you, you start to become them, and then you lose yourself. And I know that, I know better. So this is when I know it's time for me to go. So I started like looking for places, like where am I going to go? I know I don't want to go back to France. Should I go to Africa? Go back to my country, my home country? And it was like, no. And I had a friend like who was a client, and I felt like I needed to share this, because usually I'm not, when I go through things, I just keep it for myself. But I felt like I needed to ask guidance, like give me some direction, right? And I told her about my situation, and she told me, listen, I told her about 3 places, and she said Bali, because she was already telling me about it. People were telling me about it, but I tiptoe around stuff. Like I listen, but I don't listen. I just wait and I meditate on it, right? And she said, listen, Bali would be the best place, because it is cheaper, and at least you will have the time to slow down, to come back to yourself and know what is the next step. And since I was trying to, and in my head, I was already planning on transitioning from being a hairstylist, because this is what I was back in California. And I wanted to focus more on my spirituality. I wanted to help people, what I'm actually, good at, which is, relate to people and share my own experience and just come with the wisdom. And I know that staying there was going to be too hard for me to focus, having clients and dealing with my own situation. You live in the car, it's not comfortable. It's all of it. And I knew that, no, I needed to be outside of America, focus on myself, and now I can see how I can start my new channel,
Wow, congrats. And I'm deeply moved by this story, but also I'm listening because you are actually my deep mirror. Not so many people can really say and understand what does it mean to live in the car.
Yes.
As long as they don't go not only sorry, for vacation,
yes,
for holiday,
yes,
but when they decide or realize that this is their home,
yes,
this is the place which is very small but actually is your own.
Yes.
So I'm just telling, wow, respect for living in the car, because I know
it was
how
not
to...
fun. It was definitely not fun and comfortable, because this is not something that I wanted. This is something that I fear, because I started, when you were first entrepreneur, you don't know when things are going to start working, So money, you spending more money than you gaining money. And I remember telling myself, oh my God, I cannot be homeless in California, And what I feared happened. And when it happened, I felt like so betrayed by the universe, like by my ancestors. I thought like, how can you do that to me? Like, I cannot do that. But when it happened, I didn't even have time to even dwell on my own situation. It was like, I gotta go. It doesn't stop. Like, I cannot stop here. I have to figure it out. And I did, but it wasn't comfortable. There was time I was tired. I was tired, especially when times it's cold or it's hot, because your car is what you have. So when it's summertime, everybody is looking for the tree, a parking space where there's a tree, there's some type of shade.
Shadow,
everyone.
yes.
And at some point you will recognize who live in their car. Like you see them, like you recognize people, and it was not a comfortable situation, but at the end I started to feel it like home. I started to feel comfortable when I knew I was going to transition and leave. It's like I was already at that place where in my mind I let go of everything, of the worry. I was like, this is it. I'm okay, right? I'm still alive. I'm still protected. I found a place to park where I'm not being bothered. I was lucky enough to be in a city where it's the safest city in America.
It is,
yes,
California.
Irvine, the safest city in America. And it really build my strength and my mental strength, but also the confidence that I'm okay. Wherever I go, I'm okay. Even if it's not comfortable, it's not the finality. Like, something better is coming. But I needed that time was isolating, because when you're in the car, it's like, you know what I mean? You have this small space and you talk to yourself, and I always talk to myself, right? But like, you have more introspection about who you are and what is going on around you. So it really helped me to, deepen my wisdom, I will say. So that's why I was ready, got me ready to that point, right? And when I said, okay, I'm going to Bali, it was done deal. I did everything that I needed to do, and somehow, of course, because this is what they wanted me to do, everything was smooth, from the beginning to the end, and here we are. And every day I wake up and I'm grateful, because I don't feel like planning anymore. I don't feel like doing anything more, but just be, and everything is aligning. And it's funny that when you gave me this opportunity to do this with you, I was like, well, that's funny, because I'm working on my second channel. So it's like, you see, it's the alignment of everything and everyone. Everybody needed to be in place for this to happen, for you to have your breakthrough, for me to know that yes, this is yes, you were exactly where you're supposed to be, and to see what we have.
Absolutely.